Basically, I have formed 2 crushes at the same time on 2 different men who work in the same co-working space as me. I see both of them almost every day at work, but we're also all in adjacent friend groups with lots of social overlap. At first, it was just fun and flirty, and I thought neither of them would actually reciprocate my interest, so I was just enjoying the casual flirting. The 2 of them are pretty good friends, and they're even pitching each other at a Pitch Your Single Friend dating event we're all going to next month. However, first of all, I'm so jealous of you. This is crazy.
Dude, where are you? Pick up your phone. I'm going to a summer party tonight, and you're obviously invited, so call me back. Okay, I love you. Bye.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to Emotionally Online, the weekly summer party for heart-to-hearts and hot gossip, hosted by yours truly, the one and only Maddie, who is feeling quite proud this week. I don't know how many of you guys follow me on Instagram or just generally keep up with what I'm up to when I'm not on this microphone, but I've teamed up with a bunch of other creators. I believe there's over 100 of us now, which is pretty incredible, to form Creators Against ICE. And we are working together to help raise funds for the National Immigration Law Center, which is one of the most trusted organizations when it comes to helping defend low-income immigrants and their families. The initial goal was $100,000. We've already hit that, which is incredible, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep raising as much money as possible because there are so many immigrants and families of immigrants out there that need access to critical legal defense. And the funds we raise here can have a really significant impact on people's lives. So if you have something to donate, if you'd like to donate, every dollar counts. You can go to tinyurl.com/creatorsagainstice. That will also be linked in the description down below. Or you can follow at creators_for_peace on Instagram to see more of the creators that are involved and just have easy access to any important links that you might need. But it's genuinely really inspired me and given me a lot of hope seeing just how quickly we hit the $100,000 threshold. Gotta hang on to little things, little bits of joy and the magic of community and of people to inspire you and light you up in these times. So that was a glimmer of hope for me this week, and I hope it was a glimmer of hope for you guys too. How are we doing? How are we feeling? This is a late night recording of the podcast for me, and I'm fucking starving. So who knows how that's going to impact the vibes of this episode. I actually thought to myself I should order food for delivery, schedule it for an hour and a half from now so that right when I'm done recording, I can eat dinner and watch Love Island and shut my fucking brain off for the rest of the night. I love staring at the ceiling and thinking about nothing. Yeah, doing nothing, staring at a wall. It's fucking awesome. And this is why I love reality TV so much, because it really just helps me decompress and think about nothing. And I love seeing crazy people do crazy things. I love being involved in other people's business and other people's drama. Tell me your secrets. Tell me information that has nothing to do with me and is juicy, okay? I've always been like this. It's genetic. I love reality TV. I mentioned this on the Pumpcast last week, but I did start watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So many people have recommended this show to me. I'm so sorry I didn't start watching it sooner. I'm locked in now. These ladies are crazy. And I am watching this season of The Traitors and Love Island UK. I'm literally slamming reality TV right now. It's a full-time job being this plugged in to the reality TV cinematic universe. I promise you, it really fully is. But I have been thinking so much about my dream Traitors cast because I've been watching Traitors so much. And I feel like I've only seen the last season of Traitors US with Tom Sandoval and, well, Boston Rob. I've now forgotten the names of every other person on that cast. I've only seen that season and the current season, but I feel like in both of these situations, there's only been like 3 or 4 cast members that I was like, oh, that's a bit of me. That is a bit of me, babe. In the current cast, the people that I was really excited to see, number 1, Mora fucking Higgins. I feel like people who don't know Mora and are only being exposed to her from Traitors like don't understand how fucking iconic she is. Mora is maybe my favorite Love Island UK cast member of all time. I think she might be number one on my list. So seeing her on this season of The Traitors, I was very excited about that. Besides her, Monet Exchange. I love to see a Drag Race girl on there. And then like maybe Lisa Rinna. And I only know of Lisa Rinna. I don't even really know her full lore and backstory because I never got that deep into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I just feel like we could cast some more true heavy hitters on these shows. And I have some suggestions. I think the truth, before I reveal the people that I've decided are the top of my list for wanting to see on The Traitors, let me just say right now, you could cast anyone from Vanderpump and anyone from Jersey Shore, and I'm saying yes 100 times over. You could really cast any of them, and I'm locked in and on board. But I have narrowed it down to my top picks from each of those shows to be in this list so that I don't just have a full list of Vanderpump and Jersey Shore cast members, even though they would all be fucking iconic on The Traitors. And I think I'll tell you which ones I would want to be traitors and which I would want to be faithfuls. Okay, here is my dream Traitors cast. Number 1 is James Kennedy. Is he a demon that probably deserves to never be shown on television ever again? Probably, yes. And James Kennedy is so fucking ridiculous and evil and over the top. I think he would be a damn good traitor. I think he'd be so entertaining. And like maybe making James Kennedy the traitor is too obvious because he's James Kennedy. Like he's just so evil and ridiculous and entertaining that it's like obviously you want someone like him to be a traitor because it's just better television. But I would still love to see him cast on the show, because I miss being able to quote him on the regular. Do you understand how often throughout the walls of this apartment I say to myself, "You're a worm with a mustache"? That quote went triple platinum in this house. Looking at Tom Sandoval and calling him a worm with a mustache is incredible. Who thinks of that? James Kennedy does. In the heat of the moment, in the heat of a fight. Even like you can think of those things when you're out of the moment, but you know when you're in the moment fighting with someone and like all of your greatest comebacks and like gut punches just leave your brain and you can't think of anything good. James Kennedy has the opposite problem. James Kennedy enters a fight and every fantastic sentence that his brain is capable of cooking out comes out back to back to back. Like it's crazy. It's actually incredible how his ability to use the English language just elevates the second he's arguing with someone. Beautiful. I think he'd be such a good watch at the Traitors Roundtable. Next up, I have Alyssa Edwards. Mostly because I would love to see Alyssa Edwards and James Kennedy in the same room together. Not sure why. I just think that it maybe would be fun. And Alyssa Edwards, another big personality. Here's the thing about my list. They would never make this list a reality because I have too many big personalities on here. But I think that maybe that is good. Sometimes we need to overindulge. This is the beef I have with Love Island doing the All-Star seasons is like, they just don't, now they're milking it. We're on like the 3rd All-Star season and they're casting people that were not All-Stars. They're casting many, many people that just were not All-Stars, babe. And that's tough. That is really tough. So I'm not saying there needs to be a Traitors All-Stars season, but like maybe there needs to be one. Once every decade, you give me a season of Traitors that's full of big personalities and you just let it rock. You could milk it. You could make that shit like 50 episodes. Like it'd be hard to get rid of people because you'd be like, they're so good. They're so entertaining. We need to keep them here. I'm of the opinion that more is more. More energy, more volume, more everything, okay? Give me all of the most extra people that have ever been on television, put them on the Traitors at the exact same time. Next up, Vinny Guadagnino. of Jersey Shore fame. But I want him to be in his Chippendale era the whole time. That era of Vinny where he was living in Vegas and he was a Chippendale and they were shooting Double Shot at Love with Vinny and Pauly D. I want that energy, Vinny. I would even say that he could bring along one of the Double Shot at Love girls to like really stir the pot. So one of the ones that he had history with. Clearly, I don't remember any of their names. Doesn't matter. Bring her there. See what happens. Oh, why not? Okay. Next up, and many Love Island UK fans will not agree with me on this one, but it must be said. I'm bringing Curtis Pritchard. I'm bringing Curtis. Here's the thing about Curtis. Has he been on like 4 seasons of Love Island? Yeah. Yeah, and what about it? Yes, and what about it? I know that so many people are so icked out by Curtis. I'm personally not. I this feels like a confessional. It wasn't meant to be. I find Curtis, I mean, he's very dorky and very silly goofy, but there is something so charming about him. I hate to say that the Curtis thing works on me, but like sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Am I laughing at the same time? Yeah, but in my heart of hearts, I can't honestly say to you that if I had met Curtis organically in my life somehow, that I wouldn't be charmed by him. I can't tell you that that's not true about me. Sorry. I guess I were just, if we're all just laying our dicks out on the table, there's mine. There's my dick of the day, if you will. I'd like to see him on the Traitors, mostly because I think it would be funny to see how many people would rage out about that. Be like, what is he doing on there? He's just like a career reality TV contestant at this point. And I'm fine with that, by the way. I'm totally fine with these people making an entire career for themselves off of just going on various reality TV shows. If you're entertaining me, I could give a fuck, babe. I could give a fuck. You're here for my entertainment. Okay? I'm there. Sold. Next up, we're hitting it from the social media angle. I tried to add in a couple social media people here, but we'll loop back to that at the end. First social media person I want to see on the Traitors, which I think that everyone can be in collective agreement about this one. And honestly, I'd be surprised if he wasn't cast on the Traitors soon enough, and that person is Jake Shane. I think Jake Shane just needs to be on a reality TV show, and I think the Traitors is kind of the perfect one for him. And I could absolutely see Jake Shane getting cast on the Traitors. He is so funny. I think I'd want Jake Shane to be a faithful. I don't think I'd want him to be a traitor. I want Jake Shane to be a faithful who lasts till like the very end. And I think he could, is the thing. Like, who's voting out Jake Shane? Get real, America. Nobody's voting out Jake Shane. Could be good. Now, to balance out this list, because we got a lot of heavy hitters so far, and I am going to mostly keep it that way, I thought we should throw in some wild cards. Not necessarily a heavy hitter personality-wise, but a heavy hitter in our cultural zeitgeist history. And that person is David Archuleta. You had to be there. Were you Team Archie or Team Cook? Which David were you supporting? I regret to inform you all that I was a David Archuleta hater at the time. Now, I feel that if you know me, that really shouldn't be that surprising. And if you were there, it shouldn't be that surprising, because David Archuleta appealed to like a very different type of little girl than me. Okay? You need to understand who you were talking to at that time. In the era of David Cook versus David Archuleta on American Idol, if you asked me who my favorite musician was, I would have told you it was Aerosmith, and I had 2 hermit crabs named Steven Tyler and Joe Perry. So I wasn't very charmed by these like young, boyish, pop singers. I wasn't a Bieber girl growing up. I liked pop stars, the pop girlies. And then I liked I liked rock stars. I liked a very different kind of male musician than the female musicians that I liked. So David Cook was giving me more of the, he was a little bit more of a man than David Archuleta was. David Archuleta was like a Ken doll on stage. Very cute, very sweet. I wanted a little something more, So that was my take in 2007, 2008, whenever the fuck that was. And I'm sticking by it. However, the cultural impact of David Archuleta cannot be understated. And while we're on the American Idol train, super curveball, this one's not even on my list, Sanjaya. Whatever happened to Sanjaya, you guys? Sanjaya, Sanjaya, let this place on fire, Sanjaya. Simon says, it's horrible. America says, adorable. Sanjaya. Was that the same season? Low-key, an incredible season of American Idol. Maybe the last great season of American Idol. I think that was the last one I ever watched. David Archuleta and Sanjaya on the same season. Maybe not. They're both traitors, okay? We're cooking. Okay. Next up on my list, I had to put Stassi Schroeder on here. Stassi Schroeder just has a special place in my heart. I think that she carries so much of the early seasons of Vanderpump. She makes Vanderpump what it is. Without Stassi Schroeder, I don't think Vanderpump Rules would exist. She's iconic. She is a legend. She is the moment. She continues to be for me. Get Stassi on the traitors. I want her to be a faithful, though. No traitor status for Stassi. I know she'd want to be a traitor. I want her to be a faithful. I need her to go against her roots, okay? I need her to use her evil powers for the greater good. I can't let her be full, just evil, violent Stassi, even though that's what she wants to be. I want to challenge her in the opposite direction. We're making Stassi a faithful. Okay, next up. Real curveball, you guys, and he's a little busy right now, so I don't think he can be cast now, but I think in the near future, or you know what, listen, he's kind of everywhere all at once, so maybe he could make it happen. But I want to see Zoran Mamdani on the traitors. Listen, I don't know where he's gonna find the time or when, but I trust he can figure it out. I'll leave that up to you, Mayor Mamdani. Whenever you got a second, I'd like to see you on the traitors. I wouldn't even care if they gave him the Donna Kelsey treatment and they definitely had it slated so that he was only supposed to be on 3 episodes. And then they were totally going to write him out the show. Make him a traitor. I want to see what he can do in there. I want to see what he can do in the turret. Okay. I think he could do incredible things. Incredible, huge things happening in that turret if Zoran Mamdani's there. Next. The bonus Jonas, the Bojo, and no one can call him Frankie the whole time. You have to call him the bonus Jonas. He demands to be called the bonus Jonas. I think that could be big. I think it could be good even. Next up, the Tiger King. I forget what his name is, and he may still be in prison. Not going to look that up. To be honest with you, I barely even remember how Tiger King ends. I just remember his general vibe and aura as a person. And I think that he could be good on the traitors. Imagine the Tiger King doing that same challenge that Tom Sandoval did where they had to sing in reverse to send a message back to the castle. I'd like to see him do that. That's just a task I'd like to watch the Tiger King do. Do I need I say more? This next one is not necessarily a specific person, though it could be. I'll give you a specific name. Trust that I know nothing about this man. So I don't know what the spectrum of his capabilities are, but we need a magician in the castle for sure, I think. So I wrote down David Blaine. Again, I don't really know what David Blaine is up to or what he does or what he doesn't do or if he even is a real magician. I want a real one. Or you could put a mime in there. I think you just need someone that really switches up the vibe and is sort of maybe deceitful by default, or they seem deceitful by default because people don't believe that magic is real, right? So you always think that a magician is deceiving you. And I think that you put him in the mix, everyone's going to think he's a traitor. He's not. I think he could be a good traitor recruit. but I don't want to see him be traitor right at the top. But I'm calling on any magicians, mimes, anyone who seems like they have a secret or something to hide or something. I like that. Get him in there. Next up, Angela from Smosh. This is a very personal one for me. I just love Angela. I think she's the funniest person on the face of the fucking planet. And I want to see Smosh just like spread its wings and go beyond the internet. I think that what they have going at Smosh, the Smosh cast right now, is truly so inspiring. I say this shit all the fucking time. Shout out Smosh. I love them. I'm just so inspired by what they're building and the whole vibe of their production. And I'd love to see one of the cast members be involved in something like the Traitors. They would be so fucking entertaining. And because Angela is my favorite, I'm throwing Angela into the line of fire here. Angela, you could be great in the Traitors. I would love to see it, personally. Spencer Pratt. Okay, I just think we need like OG reality TV royalty in there, and he's such a pot stirrer. Don't make him a traitor, because I don't think I can stomach seeing him on my screen that much. You know, like I don't know that I want to spend that much time with Spencer Pratt, but I'll spend a little bit. You make him a faithful, and you get rid of him by like the halfway mark, and I think people would get rid of him. That'd be my prediction, at least. Next up, I had to throw her in here. Taylor Frankie Paul. I want to see Taylor Frankie Paul do everything. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, The Bachelorette, The Traitors. I think it would be good. And I low-key want her to be a traitor. Low-key, I want her to be a traitor. The other people that I thought of wanting to be traitors is I would want Trixie and Katya to go on the Traitors, but I want them to be on the same season, and I want one of them to be a traitor and one of them to be a faithful, and I want to see how that would play out. I want you to have like a duo that is a known duo, because this season of Traitors, there's like these two figure skaters that are pretending that they don't know each other. I want you to cast two people who know each other, who everyone knows know each other, and I want one of them to be a traitor, one of them to be a faithful. And I just want to see how that plays out and what would happen if you could make a side deal with someone. If Trixie or Katya was the traitor and they had made a pact to tell each other and like help each other out or not, and like what that would look like, if that's even allowed, like what can we do that hasn't been done yet? And I think that casting a duo could be our key in, okay? Traitors, producers, get me in on the ground floor. I've got more ideas where that came from. The last person on my list is Amelia de Moldenberg. Amelia of Chicken Shop fame. I want to see her on my screen more. I think she's so funny. And I just want to see more social media people with YouTube shows, people who are on the internet in general, started on the internet. I want to see them in more mainstream spaces. It's very exciting to me when I do see that. And they're people that I think are genuinely entertaining and cool. And she's one of them. So Amelia de Moldenberg from Chicken Shop Tape on the Traitors. When? Someone tell me. But as I was writing this list, I was in my head like trying to think of more social media people that I would want to see on Traitors. And I was in my head like, who are even the big YouTubers right now? Like, and I'm not saying like the tippity top. Like I understand that Mr. Beast is big, but he's not big in like my demographic. He's not big in my circles. I feel like we're in an era of YouTube right now where I actually can't pinpoint who like the it creators are. I can tell you who my it creators are. My it creators right now are Smosh. But it's like Smosh was the it creative back in, the early days. And then we have all these eras, you have the Emma Chamberlain come up, the David Dobrik era, Shane Dawson, Tana Mojo, Cody Ko, like all these people that have had their like rises and falls and their like moments where they really were like coming up in big. Obviously there's a lot of creators that have had their moments of like a blow up and they're just like still riding that wave and doing well. I think of like Drew Gooden and like Eddie Burback. I mean, Tana is still doing well too. I don't know. These people that like they blew up so long ago and they're still doing well. I'm sure that like some people would jump to be like, oh, them. But I'm thinking of like, who are the it creators of right now who like are having their like first moment in the sun right now? Who are they? Like who? Because I couldn't really think of any. I feel like all the people that I would think of as being the faces of the platform have been the faces of the platform for a while. So I'm not saying it's time for a switch up, but I'm saying it's time for a switch up, okay? And can I recommend a woman who's been on here for 15 years? Named Maddie Drosbeck, maybe? Ooh! Okay? Y'all bitches would love me on the YouTube homepage. If only you would put me there. Okay? So just think about it. Dream Traitors cast? Me. Dream Traitors cast? Me, and do not make me a traitor. I would not want to be a traitor. I think it would stress me out so much, genuinely. I just want to be there for the vibes and for fun. I get stressed out like playing werewolf or mafia, and I get selected to be the werewolf or mafia, and I'm like, I like solving a mystery. You know, I like having a task. I like being the one who's in the game. Like even when Among Us was all the rage, and I could never really play Among Us because I didn't have a PC, but you know, when I downloaded the software to mimic a PC on my Mac and would play Among Us, I hated being imposter because I just wanted to walk around and do my tasks and try to get to the bottom of the mystery. I like being one of the townspeople, one of the crewmates, one of the faithfuls. I want to be boots on the ground solving this little logic puzzle. That's fun for me. I would just enjoy myself. I would have a good time being a faithful. It's not even about the money to me. It's about the love of the game and just having a silly, goofy time. And you know what? I think I've always said I think I would do very well on reality TV. And as everyone knows, I was voted most likely to be a reality TV star in high school. That was my senior superlative. Granted, we did not have a most likely to be famous superlative, so that was kind of our version of most likely to be famous was most likely to be a reality TV star. But jury's still out. I could still be a reality TV star. Maybe I'm supposed to. Maybe. Okay, guys, hear me out. Okay, I'm having a moment, seeing into the future. The YouTube homepage starts going, you know what? We love that Maddie girl. Ooh, we love that Maddie girl and her podcast, Emotion Online. Flames, fire, love her. A couple years from now, Traitors is like, this crazy girl, get her on there. And they'll cast me at the same time in the same cast as somebody from Vanderpump, and I'll lose my fucking mind about it. Or like Snooki. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Okay. Something to think about. Something huge to think about, you guys. That's my Dream Traitors cast. And probably there are many more people on there. Like truly Boston Rob would have been on this list if he wasn't cast for last season, but I'm not opposed to bringing him back. Bring back Boston Rob. Get him in there. Alaska from Drag Race. I'd be down for that. And lots more Love Island people. Did I even have any Love Island? Oh, Curtis. Curtis, my one Love Island person. I mean, there's lots of people from season 5, Curtis's season, that I would bring back for Traitors. Actually, you know what? Kind of a wild card pick here, but she was also season 5. Belle, who is right now on Love Island UK All Stars. She briefly was with Anton in season 5. She had a couple good moments during that season, but she was one of the less memorable people to me. But this season of All Stars, she's honestly my favorite person there. So maybe bring her in. Maybe she could spice things up a little bit. I'm just happy Maura's there this season. Oh my God. Today is Thursday. I'm filming this on a Thursday. A new episode of Traitors comes out in an hour and a half. Oh my God, what an incredible piece of information I just landed myself on. I'm sitting here talking about Traitors. A new episode comes out tonight. I'm going to finish recording this, order myself some bomb food, and I'm going to watch Traitors, and I'm going to experience euphoria. We found euphoria. Is that an Usher song? Is that like a deep cut Usher song that I keep singing? That's not the first time in recent history that I've sang that on the show. Somebody go look that up. Is it Euphoria by Usher? Not gonna verify that myself. Here we are. That's my Dream Traitors cast. Take it or leave it. All right, let's dive into some of the audience submissions, see what you guys have been up to, what you've been thinking about, what you've been reflecting on, what drama is going on in your lives. Hi, Maddie. Your cowboy boot reveal had me hooting and hollering. To those of you that don't watch my YouTube videos, I did recently find my perfect wide calf cowboy boot after years of searching for my perfect wide calf boots in general. Your cowboy boot reveal had me hooting and hollering after a thought that's been bopping around in my noggin for a couple weeks now with everything happening in my state, Minnesota. I'm genuinely so stoked about your cowboy boots, and I'm going to tell you why. I believe people on the left are siphoning off the things that Republicans think are theirs. Think about it. Cowboy boots, cowboy hats, line dancing, those all feel like Republican propaganda, but more and more as I've been entering the cowboy boot line dancing scene myself, it's definitely skewing more queer and left than ever before. Then again, I live in a blue state. It reminds me of the days that reading was co-opted by women and is now considered a feminine activity that baby boys gawk at, and then it became cool and masculine to be illiterate. What are your thoughts on this? Do you see this happening in New York too? Yeah, I feel like this has been happening. I mean, I think the cowboy aesthetic has kind of always been favored, but absolutely it has been more heavily favored by Republicans in the past because there are more Republicans in the South. But yeah, absolutely. I feel like over the last decade, the like cowboy aesthetic, cowboy boots, cowboy hats, line dancing, as you mentioned, these are all things that queer people fucking love. And like, absolutely, right? Like wearing special little blinged out boots to go do a choreographed dance. That's so gay. That is so gay. Line dancing to me feels like inherently very queer. So it makes total sense to me that these things would be embraced by the queer community, even though in the past they have been like aesthetic markers of a totally different group. But like when you think about what it is, it's like, well, duh. Well, duh, we would love that. I love it though. And I really hope that line dancing just continues to get more popular because I think that we all need to dance more. We all need to dance more. And I feel like line dancing should feel pretty accessible to people that aren't confident about their dance skill set because it's just, it's the same moves every time you do it. It repeats. You can practice it. You can memorize it. That should feel more comfortable than just being like, okay, now get out there and dance, monkey. Like I imagine that line dancing would be a confidence boost to people who don't know how to dance or don't feel confident dancing. I think that everybody should be getting into line dancing. What now, America? What the fuck now? I went dancing this weekend, unintentionally, but I did end up dancing outside of my house at a club, and I had a lot of fun. Now, is that out of character for me? Yes. Would I always have fun? No. But when the vibes are right and you're with someone fun and you're just having a good time, why not? You know? Also, if you can make out on the dance floor, that's kind of the major selling point for me personally. But what do I know? Hi, Maddie. I have a crush-related dilemma going on in my life right now, and I would appreciate any advice you can give me. I recently turned 30 and was excited to have a flirty year in honor of that, but I fear I may be flirting too close to the sun already. Basically, I have formed two crushes at the same time on two different men who work in the same co-working space as me. I see both of them almost every day at work, but we're also all in adjacent friend groups with lots of social overlap. At first, it was just fun and flirty, and I thought neither of them would actually reciprocate my interest, so I was just enjoying the casual flirting. The two of them are pretty good friends, and they're even pitching each other at a Pitch Your Single Friend dating event we're all going to next month. That's hot to me. I can't wait to see it. However, first of all, I'm so jealous of you. This is crazy. However, things stopped being quite as fun over the last couple weeks when it started to get too real. I've had really good conversations with both of them lately, and I'm starting to realize that I might be forming actual feelings for each of them in slightly different ways. Even more unexpected, I am starting to feel like there might be some reciprocated feelings on their end, although I could be wrong, of course. It's weird because I haven't had a real crush in such a long time, and I have never felt like this about two people at once before. They each are creative in their own ways. They both seem to really value friendship, and they are both very kind and emotionally intelligent. How the fuck did you find two? So here's the dilemma. I could just keep trying to get to know both of them and hope that I start to sway one way or the other as I do, but the Pitch Your Friend dating event is coming up in 2 weeks, at the end of which people who have expressed mutual interest in each other will get each other's contact info. So if I put both of their names down, then I will know for sure whether either of them is interested in me. But if I do that and they are both interested, then I will be openly expressing how I feel to both of them at once. I would never want them to feel like I'm playing games or asking them to compete for my attention or anything like that. So my question is, what do you think I should do at the dating event? Do I put both of their names down, assuming they probably won't both write my name down too? Do I put neither of their names down and risk them both thinking I'm not interested at all? Or do I have to make a choice before the event and hope that my feelings will just fade for the one I don't choose? Maybe I should fake an illness and skip the event altogether. I would love to hear your take on the whole situation and how I can get out of it. Okay, whoa. This is awesome. Like, I understand that to you, you're like, this is a dilemma. I need help. And also, can we just take a minute and say, this is an awesome problem. This is a spectacular problem. I wish I had your problem. But let's get into it, okay? Now, this isn't an easy problem. As much as I want your problem, this isn't necessarily like a cut and dry, here's the best path forward kind of thing. The way I'm seeing it is like, I don't know that there's a wrong answer. I think that each of these possible paths forward could be fruitful. And depending what happens and how it goes, I think we can also pivot down the line and, roll with the punches. I don't think we need to think about this Pitch Your Friend dating event as being like the moment that determines everything. Because I don't know that it will be. I think that it should be viewed as like a pillar to continue flirting. A pivotal moment in escalating the flirting, but not necessarily of anything beyond that. So let's weigh all our options here. Option number 1 is that you go to the Pitch Your Friend dating event and you put both names down. Option A that follows that is that one of them writes your name down and the other one never knows. Or both of them write your name down and then we have a sort of dilemma. But to be totally honest with you, I don't really think that's a dilemma. Let's say you go to this dating event, you write both of their names down because that's totally fine to have a light crushes on two different people. It's not like you have had this conversation with either of them. You know what I mean? It's not like you're in a state where you're leading two people on or seriously choosing to date two people at the same time. You're simply expressing interest, intrigue. A lot of people, most people even, are probably dating multiple people at once in the early stages of dating anyways. Some of us don't. I don't usually, not to expose myself, but that's just because I can't focus on that many things at once. I don't have time to date that many people, to be honest with you. But in general, it's widely accepted that in the early stages of dating, people are usually dating multiple people at once. So even in this hypothetical situation where both of them also write your name down, I don't think that's a bad thing. And maybe it's a little weird because they're friends, but like we're all adults here. We can figure it out. No? I feel like we can figure this out. If that were to happen, I still feel like it's like totally fair game for everyone. you know? It's not like you're getting married. It's not like you are committing to even dating each other at that point. You are simply saying, hey, heard, seen, noticed. Let's see what happens. Here's the thing, though. Like, the odds of this happening in general, like the odds of meeting two men that you have a crush on at once, to me, that's like unbelievable luck. Like, I can barely meet one man that I fuck with. To meet two at the same time that are friends and are both really emotionally intelligent and they're both single and they're pitching each other at this, like, this is just like absurd circumstances that you're in. Like, the luck that you're having is kind of unreal. So I'm almost like, I kind of want you to just lean into like the who knows what could happen and write both of their names down, because I don't think that it's that serious. Like, I don't think that if you wrote both of their names down and they both wrote your name down, I don't think it would be a situation of like, oh, what the hell? She wrote both of our names down. I'm not special. Like, you don't know. We're in the stage of dating before the early stages of dating. You know what I mean? We're pre even acknowledging that maybe we could explore the early stages of dating. I think all bets are off, you know? I think you can just write both of them down and see what the fuck happens. And we sort of cross that bridge when we get to it, you know? Because again, there's so many different possibilities. I say you write both of them down and just see what happens. And we pivot and move through it as we go. Because odds are who you are more connected to will make itself more evident anyways. And I don't think you need to rush yourself to figure that out before this event. Because again, we're in the stage before the early stages of dating. I think you just go for it. You write both names down, see what happens. Maybe one of them puts you. Maybe both of them put you. Ooh. Like, have a little fun. Have a little fun. Why not? That, it's, as I'm saying all of this, I'm like, that feels like what I would do. Just because it does feel very low stakes. It's like, you're cute. You're cute. I'm interested. Ooh. Fun little event. Ooh. We're all adults. We can work through this. I think where the complicated part would get in is if you really did start dating both of them and it like ended up coming to fruition. But if I know anything about dating and dating men specifically, it's that a lot of the time we flirt, we talk, we think things are gonna escalate and happen, and it just like doesn't. So the odds to meet two men like this, to be interested in both of them and have them both be interested in you and have both of those things happen to escalate at the same time and all goes well, like that to me feels like such a slim stroke of luck. You should buy a fucking lottery ticket if that's the situation you find yourself in. I just feel like one option will end up sorting itself out. You know what I mean? I think that part will happen organically. I don't think we're going to end up in a situation where you are like, you know, torn between two people deep into dating both of them. I don't think that that's where we're going to end up. I don't think that this is Love Island. Would be crazy if it was, though. I'm not kidding. You should dead ass buy a lottery ticket if that's the situation you find yourself in. I can't, like, the levels of different strokes of luck you had to go through for that to happen. I don't know. I can't fathom it. Like, I'm giddy even thinking about this being a problem because you might be the luckiest woman in the world. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is crazy. So I don't even know if we need to recount the other options. The other option is you put neither of their names down and risk them both thinking you're not interested at all. No, we can't do that. We'd have to take that option off the table. I think doing neither, we got to get rid of that one for sure. That's not an option. The second option would be making a choice before the event and hoping you make the right one. But I don't think it's that serious. You know, I don't think this is like the Hunger Games where we have to make a selection and the person we select is like being the person we don't select rather is going into the Hunger Games. I don't know what the comparison is there. I don't think it's so high stakes. It's just a expression of interest. And I think you're allowed to be interested in multiple people at once. If they're like best friends, it does complicate things a little bit. But if they're just like, friendly. Also, it's like, again, I keep going back to like, we're adults. We can figure this out, right? I don't know. I kind of say go for it. I think it will figure itself out. And I don't think you should rush yourself to like feel more than you are for someone and like cut someone out of the race before you understand what your feelings for them are. Yeah. I don't know. I would remain open-minded about it if I were you. This is an awesome fucking problem though. Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome and huge. And honestly, I'm going to take you submitting this and me reading it out loud as some kind of personal manifestation that just happened. I'm hoping that you rub off on me in some way because I would love to have this problem. And with that, I'm going to wrap up today's episode and throw us on over to the post show where we will continue talking and gushing and swapping secrets and doing all the things we normally do. Be sure to follow Emotionally Online Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Follow me at Maddie Drosbeck. Go watch my YouTube videos. I've posted a couple recently that I'm really proud of, particularly, both of them I'm really proud of, actually. I posted a big video talking about all of my movie reviews from 2025, and then I posted a full month recap end of January vlog that I also really liked, and I've gotten really good feedback from that video specifically. So thanks to any of you guys that have already watched that. And thanks for being so nice in the comments to me. Again, the fundraiser link for Creators Against ICE is going to be linked in the description of this episode. Love you guys so much. Maybe see you on the Patreon. If not, I will see you next week.